from Memorial Field on the campus of Amherst College. Patriot Day baseball action here this afternoon. It's a beautiful day. Bright sunshine, about 65 degrees. Wind blowing out to right center, whatever there is of wind. My name is Hugh Campbell. This is NSN Sports. Thanks for joining us. Patrick Watkins is my producer today. And Salve Regina is coming in on a 7-game win streak, looking for 8. Amherst is coming in on a 4-game win streak, looking for 5. This is a non-conference matchup. George Long is going to get the start for the home squad today. And George will be starting his second career game, his first start, a win against Framingham State back on May 3, 2016. So George's second career start against a pretty formidable Salve Regina squad that is 20-4 on the season, 8-0 in their conference, the Commonwealth Coast Conference, the CCC. Amherst is 10-9, 4-2 in the NESCAC West, and in large part because of a 3-game sweep against the Williams Eves last weekend, vaulted them into second position. They've got Hamilton on the schedule and Wesleyan on the schedule in their division coming up before the end of April. That will in large part determine where Amherst finishes in the West Division. Leading off for Salve Regina is John Militano, Dylan Ketch, Alex Perry, Zach Smith, Christian Vargas, Colton Eremian, Stephen Cirilla, Brody Santilli, and Hunter Sleeper. There's the pitch from George Long coming up. First one's in there for strike 1 to John Militano. The home plate umpire is Derek Ivinsky, and Alan Libartoni is in the field today. There is no third umpire. There's a bunt attempt that's foul. Head coach for Amherst is Brian Ham in his 8th season. Jordan Tubbockman is the pitching coach, Dave Cunningham. And for the Seahawks is Eric Cirella in his 4th season. Steve Cirella, Brian Cahew, Eric Shinbine Bodnar, Ryan Kelly, and Jeff Roy are the assistants for the Seahawks from Newport, Rhode Island. 0-2 count. Very close. Call a ball, so 1-2 on the leadoff batter, John Militano, junior from Miller Place, New York. Batting on the 1-2 from George Long, his second career start. The senior from Newtown, Pennsylvania. That one's fouled away by Militano. Batting .269 on the season, 12 runs batted in, 25 hits in total, 6 doubles for Militano. Here's a ground ball towards third base. A couple of changes in the lineup for Amherst today. Catching is Joe Feldman in place of Severino Tochi, getting the day off. Will Murphy's going to be designated hitter. Zach Horwitz will play first base for Chase Henley. Here comes the 1-2 from George. This one's flied to left field. It's going to be a challenge for Ariel Kenny in right field. It's not going to get it. It's going to go over his head. And Militano's into second base with a double standing up. Ariel Kenny looked like he had that one in pretty good measure, but the ball kept drifting and eventually over his head and hit the fence down the line. 335 down the lines, 365 to the power alleys, and 390 to straightaway center. Slight breeze to blowing out to right field. Next batter is Dylan Ketch. He is a left-hand batter, left fielder. This pitch is a strike to Ketch. He's only a freshman from Clinton, Connecticut. Batting .354, 15 runs batted in, 28 hits, a couple of doubles and a triple for the left fielder Dylan Ketch. So 0-1. George Long got ahead of the batter in the John Militano, but Militano hits a double. So there's a man at second and nobody out to start things here today. Here's a ground ball to Harry Robertson. Doubles that up over to first base. One away. But Militano gets down to third base. So the Seahawks have a man at third. less than 2 outs. Alex Perry's the next man up. He's the first baseman, batting .307. 10 runs batted in, 23 hits, 5 doubles, a triple, and a home run for Alex Perry. Perry's a junior from North Attleboro. Pretty good size to him, 6'4", 225. Has a home run on the season. First ball is a strike. Called a ball, so 1-1 on Alex Perry. Seahawks lead their conference at Triple C, 8-0. This one's popped up as if there's a chance for Feldman. Looks like he's got a handle on it. Makes the catch against the wall. Nicely done by Joe Feldman. And Alex Perry pops out to the catcher. That's a big out for George Long. That holds the runner at third base and a chance to get out of the inning with no damage. Zach Smith, right fielder, batting .328. 17 runs batted in, 22 hits, 4 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. So he can handle the bat. Zach Smith, sophomore from New Canaan, Connecticut. First pitch is a strike to Smith. Be followed by Christian Vargas if Smith gets on. It's high, ball 1, so 1-1 to Zach Smith. So big at bat here for George Long early in the game. And try and keep the Seahawks off the board. That's ball 2, so 2-1. 2 outs in the inning. John Militano with a leadoff double standing at third base. George Long primarily a relief pitcher. Oh, look like they went around on that occasion. They appeal, yeah, strike. Okay, so 2-2. A gorgeous day here in the Pioneer Valley. Temperatures in the mid to high 60s, bit of a breeze. That ball is high, so full count now on Zach Smith. Amherst has won 4 in a row. Very impressive last weekend, sweeping Williams East. Friday here, and 2 at Williams. And a line drives Roberson, stab. Would he get there in time? Out at first base. What a throw by Roberson to get his man. And George Long is indeed out of the inning. So after 1/2 inning, it's no score at Memorial Field. Amherst is coming up. We'll be right back. This is Hugh Campbell with you on NSN Sports. Amherst coming up here in the bottom of the first. Max Steinhorn, Harry Roberson, Yanni Thanopoulos, Anthony Spina, Nick Nardone, the NESCAC Player of the Week, Ariel Kenny, Joe Feldman, Will Murphy, and Zach Horwitz. That is your lineup. First man up is the second baseman, Max Steinhorn. And Jimmy Fitzgerald's on the mound for Salve Regina. Junior from Canton, Massachusetts. 2.22 ERA, left-hander. First pitch is a ball. 5 appearances, 28.1 innings pitched, and a 3-0 record. So ball 1 to Max Steinhorn, leading it off for Amherst. And drives this to right field. It'll be caught out there by the right fielder. Zach Smith. Harry Robeson's next man up, the shortstop, batting .380. 15 runs batted in, 30 hits on the season, 10 doubles. 2 triples and a home run for Robeson. This pitch is low and ball 1. Strike 1. 1-1 on Harry Robeson. Amherst has won 4 games in a row, in large part because of the hitting of Steinhorn, Robeson, Yanni Thanopoulos, and Nick Nardone. Have been killing it lately. Nardone leads the team with 3 home runs. Got another one this past weekend at Williams. Nardone's been hitting .500 ball. 7 for 14 in the last 4 games. We'll see Nick in a bit. Right now it's Harry Robeson. And it's a line drive to center that gets through. So Harry Robeson reaches with a clean single to center. Picked up by Brody Santilli. So Yanni Thanopoulos is up. Amherst with a man on here. Pretty good hit by Robeson. Line drive to center. Drops in front of the center fielder Santilli. No chance to get it. 403. 26 runs batted in, 31 hits, 9 doubles, and a home run for Yanni Thanopoulos, the man from California. He's a senior from Highland, California. First pitch from Fitzgerald is a strike in there. Now Robeson at first. There's ball 1. Again, Fitzgerald's a left-hander, so he's got a pretty good look at Robeson there at first base for any attempt to steal. And there's a throw over to first base to keep Robeson honest. Pleasant conditions here at Memorial Field. Starting to see some greenery appear on the trees. That's a great sign. This one's popped up, fouled away. Runs the count to 1-2. The score in the game, Salve Regina unable to score in the top of the first. Amherst coming up here. We've got Harry Robeson at first base. Steinhorn flied out to right. And that brings up 1 out, 1 on. Here's a chance for Robeson. He's going down to second base on the ball that got by the catcher. That was Christian Vargas who couldn't handle it. So now Robeson's down at second base. It's a 2-2 count on Yanni Thanopoulos. The story today here at Memorial Field is that George Long getting his second start of his career, the senior from Newton, Pennsylvania, and allowed a runner in the top of the first, but did not get across to score. It's the 2-2. High and outside. If it was just high. Home plate umpire is Derek Ivinsky. Alan Libardoni is in the field. There's only 2 umpires here today. 3-2 count coming up to Yanni Thanopoulos. That's low, ball 4. So Thanopoulos walks, and now we've got 2 runners on, first and second for the Mammoths of Amherst College. Anthony Spina's up. Right fielder.
Now batting, number 16, Anthony Spina.
11 runs batted in, 28 hits, 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run for Anthony Spina, the senior from Brooklyn, New York. So early trouble here for Jimmy Fitzgerald. And Spina looking to get one in the gap here to drive a couple of runs in, maybe. This pitch is low, so ball 1. Seahawks of Salve Regina from Newport, Rhode Island. Very picturesque location. In the bottom of the first, we're just underway. There's a strike right there, so Anthony Spina again's got the left arm covered in the lime green. Breeze gusting out to center at times. 1-1 pitch coming up to Spina. And now Fitzgerald steps off the mound. He'll start over. Robeson's at second. Thanopoulos is at first. One. Here it comes. That's up and in. So 2-1. Christian Vargas is the catcher for Salve Regina. First baseman is Alex Perry. John Militano at second. This one's fouled back by Spina, so the count is now 2-2. Playing it short today is Hunter Sleeper. Third baseman is Colton Eremian. Left fielder is Dylan Ketch. At center, Brody Santilli, and in right it is Zach Smith. That's the defense for the Seahawks. 2-2 count coming up to Anthony Spina. There are 2 on, first and second. Swing and a miss, got him. So 2 outs, and that's a big out for Jimmy Fitzgerald as he strikes out Anthony Spina. That's going to bring up Nick Nardone, the third baseman, batting .386. 18 runs batted in, 27 hits, 3 doubles, a triple, and 3 home runs for Nick. The NESCAC player of the week. If you don't believe me, look it up. So Fitzgerald with a chance to get out of the inning, leaving runners on base. Strike 1 to Nick Nardone. Nick's been on a tear, batting .500 last 4 games, including 2 home runs, 7 for 14. Here comes the 0-1 from Jimmy Fitzgerald. That's up and away, so 1-1. Salve Regina is ranked 21st in the country in NCAA polling. 20-4 this year, very good. 8-0 in their own conference. Well, that looked good. Not called. Oof. 2-1. If it missed, it didn't miss by much. 2-1 count on Nick Nardone. Swing and a miss. 2-2. 2 on, 2 outs, 2-2 count to Nick Nardone. Comes the pitch, strike 3, got him looking, and Jimmy Fitzgerald is out of the inning. 2 runners left on for the Mammoths. We'll go to the top of the second. No score in the game. Be right back. Colton Arimian comes up for Salve Regina in the bottom of the second. First pitch swinging right out to center field, and Yanni Thanopoulos has to move about a foot to his left. Makes the catch. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
Now batting number 13,
Christian Vargas will come up. He's the catcher, batting .358. From Melbourne, Florida. George Long on the mound. Strike 1. Bears repeating, this is George's second start of his career. He got a win May 3rd of last year against Framingham State. That's his last time he started a game. That's a ball, so 1-1. 1 out in the inning, nobody on. Top of the second. Christian Vargas, the man at the plate. That one's low, so 2-1. Vargas has a couple of home runs on the season, so he's got some power. That's ball 3, so 3-1 to Vargas, the catcher. Hitting on the 3-1 to Christian Vargas. Almost hit him, ball 4. So Vargas walks. That's going to bring up Steven Cirella.
number 11, Steven Cirella.
Cirella is the designated hitter, batting .310. 12 runs batted in, 18 hits on the season, 1 double, 1 triple. He's only a freshman from Jamestown, Rhode Island. This pitch is a strike from George Long. George, a senior from Newtown, Pennsylvania. Throw over to first base. Nothing doing for Vargas. Strike 2. So 0-2 on Cirella. Salve Regina has played 4 NESCAC games, 2 against Bowdoin, 1 against Trinity, and 1 against Wesleyan, and has won them all. They played Bowdoin and Trinity in Florida before heading north, and then beat Wesleyan. So the Seahawks have a clue out there. They're not a fluke with a 20-4 record. Lead the Commonwealth Conference 8-0. Curry's next 5-3. Western New England 6-4. Endicott 6-4. That's the way they stand in the Triple C. Commonwealth Coast Conference, which Salve Regina resides. There's the pitch. That's high. So 1-2. Amherst suddenly in second place in the NESCAC West. 1-2 heading into last weekend, and now they are 4-2, courtesy of the sweep of Williams. Check swing, and the ball gets away. Strike is called. So Sorella's out of there. Brody Santilli's the next man up, the center fielder, batting .262, 8 runs batted in, 17 hits, a couple of doubles. And Vargas standing at second with 2 out. Santilli, a sophomore from Lincoln, Rhode Island. He's a left-hand batter. Outside to Brody Santilli. George Long in his second inning of work. Left a man on the first inning, trying to do the same here. Swing and a miss. 1-1, the count on Brody Santilli. So Amherst will go to Hamilton this weekend for a huge series, as it turns out. They have a break until Friday. They travel to Hamilton for 3. Here's the pitch to Santilli. That's low, so that's going to be 2-1. Come back here, play a couple of non-conference games against Elms College, the Blazers, Nichols, and then at Wesleyan on the 28th, before they play a double header here on the 29th. So it's a drive to third base, nothing doing, foul. So if they can take care of business within their own division, go get 2 out of 3 against the Continentals. They haven't won a game yet, by the way. Continentals are 0-5 in the NESCAC West, so let's try to make it 8-0 when Amherst leaves there on Saturday. And then it could come down to, well, that was a pitch as a ball, so 3-2. Could come down to the final weekend here against Wesleyan for the division title. Could very well happen that way. Here's the 3-2, full count to Brody Santilli. And coming in at left field, making the catch, Ariel Kenny with a nice job. Backed up and then had to move forward, and Santilli's out of there. So again, George Long works out of some minor trouble. Down to 1.5. It's no score in the game. We'll be back. Amherst is coming up. It will be Ariel Kenny, Joe Feldman, and Will Murphy. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Set. Okay. Bottom of the second coming up, Ariel Kenny. Batting .224. He's the left fielder today. 5 runs batted in, 11 hits, a couple of doubles, and a home run. And the home run came this weekend against Williams. Pretty good time for it. And Ariel Kenny's average has been creeping up. Good to see him back in the lineup, playing in left field today. Usually, typically in right. Jimmy Fitzgerald back out there for inning number 2. Worked out of trouble in inning number 1. First pitch is a ball, though, to Ariel Kenny. That's ball 2 to Kenny. Junior from Chula Vista, California. It's the 2-0. This one skied high into left field. Should be playable. And it is. So 1 away. Left fielder out there is Dylan Ketch. Had to wait for it to come down a long time. Joe Feldman 0 for 3 on the year. Catching today in place of Severino Toju, who gets the day off. So base is empty, 1 out for Joe Feldman. Junior from Bethesda, Maryland. In the bottom of the second, no score, 1 away. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count on Joe Feldman. Amherst over 500, 10-9. Well, that looked pretty good. Caught a ball. All right, 2-1. Looked right down the middle, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah. My producer, Patrick Watkins, agrees, but we've got a pretty crummy angle, so bear that in mind. Swing and a miss here. 2-2. As Joe Feldman was looking to put one out. 2-2 count from Jimmy Fitzgerald. There's 1 away. This one's popped up. It could be playable for the first baseman. He comes over. Perry makes the catch. 2 away. So popping out to first base is Joe Feldman. It's going to bring up Will Murphy, the designated hitter. Batting .235. 4 hits on the season. Has a home run. 4 runs batted in. Murphy's only a freshman. He's from Washington, D.C. So Max Steinhorn, Joe Feldman, and Will Murphy, all from the Washington, D.C. area. Two outs in the inning, nobody on. Jimmy Fitzgerald is pitching, and it blows that one by. Will Murphy, late to catch up, did not. 1-1 count to Will Murphy. Breeze gusting out to right center. Here's a ground ball. Back to the pitcher, handled by Fitzgerald, and he'll toss to first. And that's it for the bottom of the second. We'll come to the top of the third. No score in the game. Mammoths and Seahawks tied at 0. Top of the third coming up, it's going to be Hunter Sleeper, John Militano, Dylan Ketch, George Long. Has left 3 runners on base through 2 innings of work. And the number 9 hitter is Hunter Sleeper. Shortstop, batting .311. First pitch swinging, and this one's out to right field. Anthony Spina's right there, makes the catch. So 1 pitch, 1 out for George Long. That'll work for the pitcher every day.
Now batting, number 1,
John Militano, back to the top of the order. He doubled his first time up, and he was stranded at third base. Second baseman. Strike 1 called on Militano. Junior from Miller Place, New York. A close pitch, called a ball. 1-1. I have to confess, I don't know where that is. Here comes the 1-1 from George Long. It's 1-2 now on Militano, second baseman. Comes the 1-2. This is a ground ball to first base. Zach Horwitz over to across the bag, and there's 2 away.
now batting, number 14,
Dylan Ketch will try to keep things going for the Seahawks here. There's 2 outs in the inning. And George Long looking for his first 1-2-3 inning if he can retire Dylan Ketch. Left fielder, batting .354. Leads the team in runs batted in with 28. Comes the 0-1. Swing and foul back, so it's 0-2 on Ketch. We are in the top of the third. Again, the breeze gusting out to right field. Swing and a miss, got him. 1-2-3 for George Long. Pretty efficient. And we'll go to the bottom of the third. No score in the contest. Both pitchers working well. George Long impressive on that inning. 1-2-3. We'll be back. Bottom of the order coming up for Amherst. It's going to be Zach Horwitz, and then the top of the order follows Max Steinhorn, Harry Robeson. Zach Horwitz, a first baseman, batting .296, 5 runs batted in, 8 hits, a triple and a home run for Zach, left-hand batter. Freshman from Chestnut Hill, a first pitch bunting, that's foul. Chestnut Hill is Boston College country. And also a pretty good pitcher. So, pretty versatile player here that Brian Ham has in the form of Zach Horwitz. Strike 2, so 0-2 on Zach Horwitz. He's the left-hand batter. Jimmy Fitzgerald is the pitcher. And here's a ground ball to the second baseman. Over to first, one out. It's John Militano, second base.
Now batting, number 1, Max Steinhorn.
Speaking of second baseman, it brings up Max Steinhorn, of course, with the Godfather music that precedes him to the plate. Still haven't got an explanation on that. Maybe he just likes it. Could be. Personal taste. Flight out to right, his first time up. First pitch is a ball. Would have been a high strike if called, but called a ball. Nobody calls the high strike anymore. Here's the 1-0. That's a strike right down the middle, across the belt. That'll work. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Slightly off speed, I think, and Steinholm went fishing for that. So 1-2. One out in the inning. No score in the game. That ball is low. 2-2. Comes the 2-2 pitch to Max Steinhorn. That's high. So 3-2. Full count now to Max. Colby's at Maine Farmington. Trinity's at Western Connecticut. Thomas is at Bowdoin. Eastern Connecticut's at Wesleyan. UMass Dartmouth is at Tufts for 2 today. And here's a drive to center field. Should be handled, though. It is, and there's 3 outs. And Fish is at Bates. And now there's 2 outs. I'll get too presumptuous. Bring up Harry Roberson. Singled his first time up. Playing British rules here. 2 outs in the inning. All done. Okay. It's not cricket. All right. Strike 1 to Harry Roberson. 2 outs in the inning. Actually, if you play cricket, you get 10 outs. Up and away, 1-1. Junior from Arlington, Massachusetts. This one's fouled away to the right side. Jimmy Fitzgerald trying to get out of his first 1-2-3 inning. Left some runners on, and this couple of runners on the first inning. One on the, looks like he might get it. As the third baseman gobbles this up over to first base. Good throw. And that will do it. So it is 1-2-3 for Jimmy Fitzgerald. As Colton Aremian makes a nice throw over to first base. So after 3 full innings, it's no score in the game. We'll be back. This is NSN Sports. Top of the 4th coming up. Top of the fourth coming up, Alex Perry, Zach Smith, Colton Eremian. Smith popped out to the catcher his first time. It's a big out for George Long as there were two on. And a man at, one on, a man at third, less than 2 outs, and he popped out to the catcher. So a big out for George Long in the top of the first for Alex Perry. Perry's up and he swings and fouls it off, so 0-1. Alex Perry is the first baseman. There's a line drive to left field that'll get down. Kenny will chase. It gets to the wall. And Perry's going to have a double leading off. He's going to bring up Zach Smith.
Now batting, number 22, Zach Smith.
So the Seahawks with a leadoff double. Second hit of the ball game. We're in the top of the fourth for the Seahawks. Up and in. Puts Smith off the plate. Has to lean away from that one. Bit of chin music from George Long. Amherst has 1 hit. Seahawks have 2. This one's popped up. Zach Horwitz has a chance and out of play. 1-1 count on Zach Smith, the right fielder. Grounded out to short his first time up. Seahawks looking to break on top here with a base hit or more. Smith's at second base. Perry's at second base. Smith's at the plate. Inside, almost hit him. 2-1. Two-one pitch. Off speed in there. Strike 2. Nicely done by George. Floats that baby over. Freezes Smith. So it makes it 2-2. There's nobody out, but Alex Perry is at second base for the Seahawks. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball to third base. Nick Nardone keeps it in front of him. Recovers. Too late for the throw over to Horwitz, but it holds the runner at second base. So an infield single for Smith.
Now batting, number 2, Colton Eremian.
And Perry can't advance, so there is 2 on with no outs. So a good job by Nardone to at least knock the ball down and hold the runner. Didn't have a big chance to get the runner out at first, so did the best he could. But now the Seahawks threaten with 2 runners on, nobody out, and Colton Eremian is up. And he fouls this one away. He flied out to center his first time up. Christian Vargas will follow, and Steven Sorella. So a spot of bother here for George Long. In the top of the fourth, nobody out, and the runners on first and second. It looks like we have some stirring in the Mammoth bullpen. 45, looks like Andrew Ferreira is going to get. Here's a shot to center. Thanopoulos doesn't have to move, and the runners cannot advance. The ball was hit that hard that Thanopoulos didn't have to move and threw it into second base quickly. So Eremian lines out. And that brings up Christian Vargas, who walked his first time up. So 1 away. And Perry can't get to third. That one's in the dirt, so that's going to be 1-0. Christian Vargas walked his first time up. Andrew Ferrero, sophomore from San Francisco, California, warming up in the Mammoth bullpen right in front of us here. Off-speed pitch, catches the corner. 1-1. So George Long trying to work out of trouble here in the top of the fourth. No score in the game. One away. He's a drive to center field. Thanopoulos won't get this. It'll split the gap. It'll go to the wall, so a couple of runs are going to come in at least for the Seahawks, and a double for Vargas, and 2 runs batted in. So Christian Vargas nails one to the wall, and it's 2-0 Salve Regina. Steven Sorella with Vargas at second base, and there's 1 out. That was a rope by Vargas. No chance for Thanopoulos to get over. Split the gap between Thanopoulos and Anthony Spina, went all the way to the wall. Now Steven Sorella, who struck out his first time up, looking to try and get Vargas in. 2-0 Salve Regina. There's the pitch, off speed, bunted, caught by Feldman. That's for the second out. So Sorella fouls out. Good work by Feldman to anticipate and get in front of the ball there and make the catch. Otherwise that could have dropped between the pitcher and the catcher. Brody Santilli, the center fielder, with 2 outs, flied out to left his first time up. Left-hand batter, and he's got Christian Vargas at second. So George Long trying to limit the damage to 2. That one gets away from Feldman, so Vargas will scamper down to third base. And now Vargas can get in on a wild pitch or some other crazy play that doesn't involve the ball hitting the bat. One-0 pitch from George Long to Brody Santilli. That's ball 2. Two outs in the inning. Christian Vargas standing at third base. He's the man with the double. That's a good pitch. There's 2-1. NESCAC West Division right now. Wesleyan leads the way 4-1. Amherst 4-2. Here's a bunt to third base. Nardone anticipates over to first base. The throw is good, and a good stretch by Horwitz to end the inning. So 2 runs in for the Seahawks. They lead at 2-0. We head to the bottom of the fourth. This is NSN Sports. My name is Hugh Campbell. Thanks for joining us here today. Back in a moment. Yanni Thanopoulos, Anthony Spina, and Nick Nardone in the bottom of the fourth, and Salve Regina breaks on top 2-0 in the top of the fourth. Christian Vargas with the base knock to get 2 in. And now Jimmy Fitzgerald out to begin the bottom of the fourth. 1-2-3 inning for Fitzgerald in the last inning. First pitch is a strike, off speed job, and it got Thanopoulos looking. 0-1 on Yanni. It's the 0-1. Just low, 1-1. This one's popped straight up. This will bring rain. Second baseman. He has it, makes the catch. John Militano settled underneath, one away. Anthony Spina struck out swinging his first time up. Clouds starting to roll in here at Memorial Field. No threat of rain, however. Still pleasant conditions. Off-speed pitch, strike. Nick Nardone, Ariel Kenny will follow. This one's fouled back. 0-2 on Anthony Spina. Theme from The Lion King is played before Anthony gets to the plate. There's some significance there. It's a mystery to me, but it's not about me. 0-2, the count on Anthony Spina. Here's Jimmy Fitzgerald. That's up and away, so 1-2. 3 hits for Salve Regina, 1 hit for Amherst. Here's the 1-2. That's fouled back as well. So stay at 1-2. Wesleyan 4-1, Amherst 4-2, Middlebury 5-4, Williams 4-5, Hamilton 0-5. That's your West NESCAC division. We'll get to the East in a moment. It's 1-2, 1 away in the inning. Swing and a miss, got him. So second strikeout for Anthony Spina today. Both. Oh, hang on, no, they call it a foul. All right, so stand by. Looks like Anthony got a piece of that, so he stays in there, 1-2. This time he swings and misses. No contact this time. Strikes out swinging for the second time. That's going to bring up Nick Nardone. He struck out looking his first time up. Bates leads the way, 6-0. Tufts is 4-1. Bowden 3-3. Trinity 3-6. Colby 1-7. That is your NESCAC East Division standings. So Nick Nardone comes up, faces a strike. So 0-1 on Nick. 2 outs in the inning, and the bases are empty. And Jimmy Fitzgerald looking rather good here. Oh, 2 on Nick Nardone. Hey, look, there's a volume thing here. How about that? Yeah, now I can hear myself. What do you know? 1-2 on Nick Nardone. That's why I'm not the producer. I just do the speaking. Yeah, okay. So I'll leave that stuff to you, Patrick. 1-2 on Nick Nardone from Jimmy Fitzgerald. That's up and in. Two count on Nick Nardone. Leads the team with 3 home runs. That's up and away, so he works the count full now, 3-2. 2 outs in the inning, nobody on. Salve Regina, 2-0. Both runs coming in the top of the 4th. Swing and a miss, got him. So Jimmy Fitzgerald has a 1-2-3 inning, and that's his second 1-2-3 inning. We'll come back to the top of the 5th. Salve Regina leads it 2-0. And let's see if George Long is going back out there or if it's anybody else. Hang on, stand by for a second, Patrick. It's just see who's coming out to pitch. It will be George Long. So when we come back, George will continue Top of the 5th coming up. Stay with us. Okay, Hunter Sleeper comes up for Salve Regina. Then it'll be John Militano, Dylan Ketch back to the top of the order. We're in the top of the 5th. Game's moving along rather smartly. Good pitching. A couple of timely hits. Christian Vargas with the big one for Salve Regina to drive in 2. That's where we stand, 2-0. First pitch from George Long. Back out there, 5th inning of work is a strike to Hunter Sleeper, who flied out to right his first time up. It's ball 1. And Andrew Ferrero continues to stretch in the bullpen. See if George can get through this inning and see what happens in the 6th. Here's a fly ball that's going to be hooking foul. Third base side, so 1-2. Here's the 1-2. That's in the dirt, so 2-2. Our next baseball game here will be against Elms College. Amherst will go to Hamilton for 3. And then Elms next Tuesday, the 25th. The Blazers from Chicopee. Here's a ground ball to third base. Nick Nardone into the dirt, and Horwitz can't handle it. So that could be an error on Nick Nardone. We'll have to wait for the scoring. So that means Sleeper's going to reach. Let's wait on the scoring. They will give an error to Amherst. Yeah, okay. So he's an ROE, reach on error to first. John Militano will come up. Throw back to first by George Long. That's second error on the Mammoths today. Didn't catch the first one. Up and away. 2-0, so critical spot here for George Long. And now a bunt. A bunt. Long stabs it over to first. One out there. And that gets the runner down to second base. Sleeper goes to second, so Militano sacrifices. And Dylan Ketch will come up with one out. And Militano does the job, gets his man down to second base. Hunter Sleeper. As the wind starts to pick up a bit here. Left-hand batter is Dylan Ketch. Left fielder leads the team in runs batted in with 28. Grounded out to second and struck out. Off speed, not there, just missed. 1-0. 2-0 Salve Regina. Runner back to second base. Bit of a courtesy call, I think, by Harry Roberson. I think he's really serious about trying to make the tag. Sleeper really wasn't far off the bag. A love tap for a tag by Harry Roberson. A swing and a miss here. 1-1. Roberson could have been more belligerent about the tag. Still keeping things fair and even. One count on Dylan Ketch. Outside, ball 2, 2-1. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Salve Regina. Amherst, no runs, 1 hit, and 2 errors. 2-1 count to Ketch. Swing and a miss. Got a piece of it with the foul ball, but still, nonetheless, counts as a strike. 2-2. Comes the 2-2. George Long trying to work out of trouble again. Man at second, there's 1 out. And a ground ball to Max Steinhorn. Over to Zach Horwitz. And there's 2 away with the runner at third now. That brings up Alex Perry. Popped out to the catcher and doubled. So Perry looking to repeat that performance to drive in Hunter Sleeper. But Sleeper's at third base. George Long having a visit from his catcher, Joe Feldman. Probably conversations probably going something like this. Remember what you threw to him and he hit the crap out of it? Don't do that. Let's try something off speed. Let's see what Alex Perry does. And we've got a visit from the dugout now. And more conversation. Let's see if looks like the pitching coach, Jordan Tabakman's come out. Now they're going to bring in Andrew Ferrero. So Ferrero's going to come in. So we'll take a quick break. George Long departs. He's down 2-0. And Andrew Ferrero is coming in. There are 2 outs in the inning. And Hunter Sleeper at third base. When we come back, it's 2-0 Salve. Back in a moment. Okay, we're in the top of the fifth. It's 2-0 Salve Regina. New pitcher in the ballgame for Amherst. It is Andrew Ferrero, the sophomore from San Francisco, California. 2-1 record, 12.1 innings pitched. 8 appearances for Andrew this year. First pitch is a strike to Alex Perry. That closed the book on George Long. 4.2 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk to George Long, number 32. 32 rather, excuse me. Senior from Newtown, Pennsylvania. Pitch is fouled away, so 0-2 quickly on Alex Perry. So good job by George as a spot starter here. Only his second start of his career. So a nice job. Down by 2 runs though. Oh, 2 count, 2 outs in the inning. Sleeper is at third base, so Andrew Ferrero trying to get out of the inning here. This one's fouled away to the right, so it stays at 0-2. Lead off double by. And there's a base hit to center field. That gets Sleeper through. So Perry comes up with the base hit. Goes up the middle over the second base bag. And Sleeper crosses the plate. Zach Smith will come up with the bases. Well, one base on. You got Perry at first base. Smith is at the plate now. And it's 3-0 Seahawks. Pitch from Ferrero. Up and away. 1-0. Andrew Ferrero had a tough time his last start against Wheaton. 5 runs in before he could get an out, and he left the ball game without retiring a batter. So tough situation for Andrew, and Brian Hand coming back with him here. Here's a fly to left that's caught by Kenny for the 3rd out. So a run comes home. And Salve Regina leads at 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Back in a moment. This is NSN Sports. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Bottom 5 coming up. Ariel Kenny, Joe Feldman, and Will Murphy. So Amherst down by 3 now. Jimmy Fitzgerald back out there. Swing and a miss to Kenny. Fouls it back, 0-1. If anybody gets on, it's going to be Zach Horwitz. 0-1, 1-1. Off-speed pitch, misses. low. Don't forget, Wednesday, the game against Curry College has been cancelled. And there will be no makeup, is what I'm told. Nichols College will be, there'll be a makeup on that game next Wednesday. Swing and a miss to Ariel Kenny, so 2-2. Elms College next Tuesday, the 25th. Amherst goes to Hamilton for 3 this weekend, then back here Tuesday the 25th against Elms. And then Nichols on the 26th. Foul away. At Wesleyan on the 28th, and then a double header here on the 29th against Wesleyan, which, depending on how things go in Hamilton, could very well decide the division. Close. Called a ball, so 3-2. Fitzgerald and the dugout for the Seahawks wanted that pitch, did not get it. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Salve Regina. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for the Mammoths. This one's lifted into shallow center. It'll fall. Ariel Kenny is on with a single. Brings up Joe Feldman, who popped up first, his first time up.
Now batting, number 20, Joe Feldman.
So leadoff runner for the Mammoths, and Joe Feldman at the plate. Throw over to first base. Kenny not going anywhere now. Takes a bit of a lead now. And Fitzgerald is a left-hand pitcher, so he's got a pretty good view of the first base side. This one's thrown away. That's going to get Kenny down to second base easily. So Amherst with something going here. Runner at second, nobody out. As that ball was over everyone's head. Is the 1-0 to Joe Feldman. That one's fouled back, so 1-1. Jimmy Fitzgerald staked to a 3-run lead now in the bottom of the 5th. Tall fellow, 6'5", from Canton, Massachusetts. That's on the South Shore, if you're not familiar with it. Massachusetts geography. Not that far away from Rhode Island, actually. Swing and a miss. Blew that one by him. So 1-2 on Joe Feldman. And now Chris Boldy might be warming up in the Amherst bullpen. 1-2. Kenny at second base. Comes the pitch. Foul back. 3-0 Seahawks, bottom 5. Waiting on the 1-2 from Jimmy Fitzgerald, and now Feldman backs out of the plate. Asks for time, it is granted. Now the 1-2. Here it comes. It's popped up. Out of play, though, over the dugout of the Seahawks. And again, the 1-2 with Ariel Kenny at second base for Amherst College. Comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. Joe Feldman strikes out. And it's going to have to Will Murphy, the designated hitter, who grounded out to the pitcher his first time up.
Now batting, number 26, Will Murphy.
One away, and Ariel Kenny still at second base. Will Murphy at the plate. Jimmy Fitzgerald is the pitcher. Off speed. Ball one. Swing and a miss. 1-1. That swing by Murphy was above the ball as it tailed down. Here comes the 1-1 with one out and one man on. And they've got Kenny in a pickle here. He's going to be tagged out at third base for the second out. So Kenny took off running, and Fitzgerald held up on the pitch and threw over to third, and an easy tag over there at third base by Colton Aremian. So no chance for Kenny. And now there's two away, and the bases are empty for Will Murphy. Ball is up, 2-1. Action in the Seahawk bullpen now. Players warming up far too far away for me to see who they are. Warming up underneath the scoreboard almost. 2-2 count, 2 outs, nobody on for Will Murphy. It's the pitch from Fitzgerald. That's off speed. Like a bit of a breaking ball, and he did not get the call, wanted it. 3-2 now. Swing and a miss. Fitzgerald comes back to strike out Murphy. That ends the inning. We'll go to the top of the sixth. Seahawks lead it 3-0 from Memorial Field here on the campus of Amherst College. We will be back. This is NSN Sports. Thanks for tuning in. Top of the sixth coming up. 3-0. Seahawks lead it. Top of the 6th coming up. Christian Vargas. No, Colton Aremian, excuse me. Colton Aremian, Christian Vargas, and Steven Sorella. So Colton Aremian is up. He flied out to center and lined out to center. First 2 times up. And he lines into right field for a leadoff single off Andrew Ferrero. So leadoff single here for Aremian.
Now batting number 13, Christian.
And now Christian Vargas is up. Walked and doubled. Knocked in 2 his last time up. So Andrew Ferrero in relief of George Long. Gives up a leadoff single. And the dangerous Christian Vargas is up. Leads the team in batting average at .358. Chris Boldy and David Brinkley. And that hit him. I think the ball hit him because the runner went down to sales. Let's go with that. Hit by pitch. We'll check live stats when it catches up. And the end result is 2 on and nobody out for Andrew Ferrero. So Sorella is on. Vargas is on. And Aremian led things off with a clean single. So it's going to be up to Steven Sorella, who comes up with 2 on, nobody out. Struck out and found out to the catcher. Brinkley, a left-hand pitcher. And Boldy, a right-hand pitcher, warming up in the Amherst bullpen. And it looks like we may have a pitching change already. Let's wait and see. Looks like Brian Ham is looking over to the bullpen. And he's going to call for a new pitcher. It's going to be David Brinkley, the sophomore from Seattle, Washington. So we'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. New pitcher on the mound. There's 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the 6th. It's 3-0 Seahawks. All right, players going to be resumed here with 2 on in the top of the 6th. And David Brinkley is the pitcher. Sophomore from Seattle, Washington. 6.75 ERA, 6 appearances, 5.1 innings pitched, and no record for David. Here's a bunt to third. Nardone handles. Over to first. It's the first out of the inning, but runners do move up. So the lead runner is erased. Sorella. Brody Santilli, the center fielder, is up. Flight out to left and bunted into a ground ball to third. So at third base is Colton Aremian. Christian Vargas is at second. 1 away. Runners at second and third, less than 2 outs. One-0 count to Brody Santilli. It's the pitch from Brinkley. And Robeson has it for 1 away. Look to third. And now there's 2 out. Brings up Hunter Sleeper. So it's going to be Hunter Sleeper's job to try and get in a couple of runs here. Now we've got, let's see here, pitching change. David Brinkley comes in, gets a couple of outs. Half a dozen pitches maybe. Chris Boldy will be in to try and get the 3rd out here in the top of the 6th. So we'll take a break and come right back. Chris Boldy into the ballgame for Amherst. He will be pitching. Back in a bit. Okay, Chris Boldy has finished his warm-up tosses and he'll be ready to come in. Colton Aremian and Christian Vargas are the men on the diamond here for Chris Boldy coming into the ballgame. 5.19 ERA, 8.2 innings pitched, 8 appearances, 0-1 is Chris Boldy's record. He is a senior from Mahwah, New Jersey. This ball is in the dirt. Ball 1, so the 2 outs in the inning. Hunter Sleeper is at the plate. And he's trying to get a couple of runs in to build the lead to 5 if he can. We're in the top of the 6th. As this one has grind to a halt. Both pitchers moving along swimmingly, George Long and Jimmy Fitzgerald. And since then, Amherst has put in their third pitcher. George Long went 4.2, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, 1 base on balls. Andrew Ferrero in relief, David Brinkley, and now Chris Boldy. Two-0 count, 2 out. Sleeper at the plate. Strike called. Seahawks up by 3 and looking for more. 2 outs in the inning. Looks like the Seahawks will be making a pitching change when we go to the bottom of the 6th when we get there. That one's in the dirt as well, so runs the count to 3-1. Top of the order coming up, John Militano, Dylan Ketch, Alex Perry if Hunter Sleeper can find a way on. 3-1 count to Sleeper. Here it comes. Strike 2. Now the count is full. 3-2. Pitch, swing, fouled away. Stays alive. . 3-2 count coming up to Hunter Sleeper, shortstop. Baldy now backs off the mound. There's a conversation between he and Joe Feldman, who runs out. Make sure they're on the same page. Seahawks ahead 3-0. In the top of the 6th. Two runs in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, looking for more here in the 6th. Comes the pitch. Grounded foul to the Mammoth dugout side. They'll do it once more on 3-2 with 2 outs. Vargas at second. Aremian at third. And here's a ground ball. Harry Roberson scoops it up over to first. And they're out of the inning. So no runs across for Salve Regina. They threaten but do not score. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Amherst down 3-0. You tune into NSN Sports. Stay with us. We'll be right back. New pitcher in for Salve Regina. It's Will Ginsburg.
Now batting, number 9, Zach Horowitz.
Sophomore from Sharon, Massachusetts. 0.66 ERA, 3 appearances, 13.2 innings pitched, and a 1-0 record. So Ginsburg in to face Zach Horowitz. Grounded out to second his first time up. First pitch is a strike. 0-1 to Zach. Amherst down by 3. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pops this one up. So he's got a chance on it. The pitcher, no, the third baseman comes over, Remy, and he makes the catch. So Horwitz is the first out of the inning. And back to the top of the order, Max Steinhorn, Harry Roberson. If everybody gets on, it's going to be Yanni Thanopoulos. Jimmy Fitzgerald, 5 innings pitched. No earned runs. 6 strikeouts. And 1 base on ball, so a pretty good outing for Jimmy Fitzgerald. He leaves with a 3-0 lead. 0-1 the count to Max Steinhorn. Fly to right, fly to center. 0-2 on the day. That one's low, so ball 1, 1-1. Breaking pitch is misses, 2-1. Three nothing Seahawks. This one's popped up. First baseman might have a shot at it, drifting over. And Alex Perry makes the catch, 2 away. Bring up Harry Roberson, try and keep the inning going. Single to center and grounded out to third.
Harry Roberson.
So Will Ginsburg has retired the first 2 batters he has seen. Trying to preserve a 3-0 lead. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. 0-1 to Harry Roberson. Young man from Arlington, Massachusetts, just outside of Austin. It's the 0-1. This one's lifted. This has got a chance to get out. Hello. Home run, Harry Roberson. Left field. And it's a 3-1 ball game on the home run by Harry Roberson. Over the 365 fence in left field. Well, that's one way to get on the board. Can bring up Yanni Thanopoulos. So Ginsburg gets 2 quick outs, and then Roberson takes him deep. Strike 1 to Yanni Thanopoulos. Walked and popped out to second. 0 for 2. So Harry Roberson hits his 2nd home run of the season. Breaking pitch, not there, so 1-1. Solo job by Harry Roberson makes it 3-1. So Amherst within reach. Swing and fouled back. And looks like Thanopoulos may have got a piece of him. He's leaning over and grimacing. May have fouled that off his foot. Counts 1-2. 2 outs in the inning, 1 run in on the home run by Roberson. Looks like he's okay. He'll stand back in there. One-two count. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. So one running in the inning. Amherst gets one back. It's 3-1. We head to the top of the 7th. Salve Regina 3-1. NSN Sports, thanks for joining us. It's a nice day for baseball here in the afternoon. Back for the top of the 7th in a moment. Top of the 7th coming up. John Militano will lead things off at top of the order. John Militano, Dylan Ketch, Alex Perry. Chris Baldy is back out there for the Mammoths. Lefty is John Militano. Ball is low, so ball 1. Top of the 7th now. 3-1 is the score in favor of the Seahawks. That pitch is low too, so 2-0. Militano, 5'8", not a big guy, so the strike's going to be inherently smaller. Baldy's a pretty big kid. Stands 6'3". There's strike 1. Waiting on the 2-1 from Chris Baldy. Amherst gets one back. Harry Robeson goes deep. It was deep. Makes it a 3-1 ball game. This one's lifted into center. Yanni Thanopoulos coming in. First out of the inning. Dylan Ketch grounded out to second, struck out, and grounded to second. So 2 ground outs and a strikeout for Dylan Ketch today. Three runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Seahawks. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Mammoths. First pitch is a strike to Dylan Ketch, 0-1. A 1-2 catch is a ground ball to Nick Nardone, has it. Over to first base, dug out of the dirt by Zach Horwitz. 2 outs in the inning. Let's bring up Alex Perry. He's had a pretty good day. He's popped out to the catch. He's doubled and singled. Chris Baldy looking to work a 1-2-3 inning. Foul off to the right. No chance for Horwitz to chase this one down. Trees are starting to bud. It's nice. Get some greenery around here. It's been pretty dreary the month of April here in the Pioneer Valley. Up to about a week ago, it was miserable. Cold, damp, wet, sleet, freezing rain, you name it, we had it. It's the 0-1. It's low, so 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Chris Boldy. Alex Perry. Well, strike called, looked low. Perry says, he points the bat and says, what? Look pretty low there, ump. Derek Ivinsky is the home plate umpire. Alan Libardoni is in the field. So 1-2. Two. Nobody on base. 2 outs in the inning. A 2-2 count to Alex Perry, the first baseman. Here comes the pitch. And a ground ball. Back Steinhorn has it. Bobbles in time to first base. Tough chance for Steinhorn. Bobbled it and then recovered and threw over to Horwitz. 1-2-3 inning for Chris Boldy in the top of the 7th. When we come back, it's 3-1 Amherst College. Hang on. 3-1 Salve Regina. When we come back for the bottom of the 7th. Stay with us. Will Ginsburg is back out there for another inning of work in relief of Jimmy Fitzgerald, Anthony Spina, Nick Nardone, Ariel Kenny, due up in the bottom of the 7th. Thanks for joining us on NSN Sports. My name is Hugh Campbell. It's a pleasure to be with you. 3-1. Seahawks lead it. Efficient 1-2-3 inning from Chris Boldy to retire the Seahawks in the top of the 7th. Now it's Will Ginsburg's turn to return the favor. Those pitches a ball to Anthony Spina. Here comes the next pitch. That's a strike, 1-1. Anthony Spina has struck out twice. Comes the 1-1 from Ginsburg. Ball 2. Looks like Mike Castigli is warming up in the Mammoth bullpen. Pitch on the way. It's ball 3. So hitters count coming up for Anthony Spina. Strike 2, held off. Runs the count full now, 3-2 to Anthony Spina, the senior from Brooklyn, New York. Ginsberg looks in, comes to the set, and it's a ground ball to third. Over to first base in time. Nice play by Colton Eremian. They're at third base. So one away. Nick Nardone, who has also struck out twice today, once looking, once swinging. And he comes up with the bases empty and one away. Strike one called to Nick Nardone. NESCAC Player of the Week. It's a ball. Next from Fairfield, Connecticut. He's only a sophomore. 1-1 count to Nick Nardone, the third baseman. That one skips in there for ball two. Men's lacrosse got a big win against Tufts Jumbos last Saturday. What a war that was. And the Mammoths prevailed, 21-16. Here's a ground ball. Shortstop has it, bobbled it, and can't pick it up. So Nick Nardone gets on. Let's see if that is scored an error on the shortstop, Hunter Sleeper.
Now batting, number 30, Ariel Kenny.
Yeah, it is. So Ariel Kenny is up, flied out to left and singled. So Amherst with a chance here. They got a runner on, one out, down 3-1. It's a pretty routine ground ball. Let's see, we got a pinch runner now.
Pinch running, first base, number 12, Ryan Harden.
Ryan Harden is the pinch runner for Nick Nardone. Ariel Kenny is at the plate. Probably bring Sam Ellenwood in at third base if that's the case. And Ryan Harden might stay in at left if Ariel Kenny comes out of the game. Well, remains to be seen. Throw to first base and now throws home. That's strike one. Will Ginsberg trying to preserve a 3-1 lead here. Ariel Kenny, Joe Feldman, Will Murphy, and Zach Horwitz to come. And the throw to first. So Ryan Harden getting the uniform pretty well dirty. Takes a pretty healthy lead. Ginsberg a left-hander, so once again, able to see what's going on over there. And a throw over, that's closer. Still back in time, but a little closer that time. It's an 0-1 count. Don't forget on the batter here. Comes home this time. That's high, 1-1. Ginsberg, 1-1 to Ariel Kenny and throws over to first. Ryan Harden's getting filthy and he's done nothing. Just came into the ballgame. Mike Castiglia continues to warm up in the Mammoth bullpen. Swinging and missing is Kenny, so 1-2. waiting on the 1-2 from Will Ginsburg, and he backs off, and Ariel Kenny goes walkabout behind the plate. Game has slowed down quite a bit. It's moving along very nicely there, but now we've reached into the latter innings and things have slowed down considerably. Lots of tosses to first base, pitching changes. Visits to the mound, etc., etc. Comes home this time, swing and a miss, got him. Down to second base, and safe there is Ryan Harden. Now there's 2 away in the inning as Ariel Kenny strikes out. So Joe Feldman will come up and try to get Ryan Harden in somehow. Close the gap even further.
Number 20, Joe Feldman.
So Joe Feldman is up. He has popped to first and struck out swinging. Ryan Harden, the pinch runner at second base. It's 2 away in the inning. First pitch is in there, strike 1. Chris Baldy throwing on the mound, so he might come back in for another inning of work. Mike Castigli also warming up. Sam Ellenwood and Matt Santos, 2 infielders, throwing catch in the bullpen as well, so we might see them. I have a feeling we'll see Ellenwood at third base if Nardone's out of the game. Santos is a natural second baseman, so we'll see what happens with him. 0-1 the count on Joe Feldman. Swings and fouls this one away, 0-2. Seahawks in the bottom of the 7th. Joe Feldman can tie the game if he puts one out. Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss in the dirt. They'll throw to first to complete the out. So Salve Regina does not give up any runs. After 7 complete, it's 3-1. Seahawks will come back to the top of the 8th. Please join us then. Chris Baldy continues to pitch in the top of the 8th here for the Mammoths. It's going to be Zach Smith, Colton Aremian, and then Christian Vargas. As we lead off the top of the 8th here. Zach Smith Grounded to short, infield single, and flight out to right. 1-4-3. Dead calm right here now. No wind to speak of at all at Memorial Field. 335 down the lines, 365 to the power alleys. Straightaway center, 390. This pitch is a ball. Here's a line drive to right field. The Spina comes in and makes the catch. Nice catch by Anthony Spina in right field. It was sinking fast and he got underneath it and makes the grab.
Now batting number 2, Colton Arimian.
Colton Arimian, third baseman. Fly to center, lined out to center, and singled to right. One out in the inning. This one's crushed to right field. It gets down. Spina has trouble, and going to second base is Colton Arimian.
Now batting number 13, Christian Vargas.
He's going to bring up Christian Vargas, who walked, doubled, and was hit by a pitch his last time up. So a double for Colton Arimian gives Vargas a shot to bring in another run. And a ground ball to Max Steinhorn at second base. Up and over to first. One out there. 2 away. And Arimian over at third base.
Number 11, Steven Sorella.
That brings up Steven Sorella. Struck out, fouled out, and bunted to first on a sac fly. On a sacrifice, I should say. So Arimian at third base and Sorella at the plate. Pops this up, but behind the dugout, so no chance for Joe Feldman to chase. 2 outs in the inning, 0-1 the count. Arimian at third base. Seahawks lead it 3-1. Pitch from Baldy's in there, strike. 0-2. Steven Sorella, only a freshman from Lincoln, Rhode Island. Jamestown, Rhode Island. And time has been called by Sorella. And now the 0-2 from Chris Baldy. Swing and a miss, got him. And Feldman throws down to first to complete the out. So it's a 2-run ball game, and we head to the bottom of the 8th. Seahawks lead it 3-1. Back in a moment. Bottom 8, it's going to be Will Murphy, Zach Horwitz, and Max Steinhorn. New pitcher on the mound for the Seahawks, Patrick Maybach, number 29. .73 ERA, 4 appearances, 24.2 innings pitched, a 4-0 record. So it could be Maybach coming in to close things out here. At least that might be the plan anyway. Will Murphy grounded out to the pitcher and struck out swinging his first 2 times up. Murphy's only a freshman from Washington, D.C. This pitch is a ball. That's a strike, so 1-1. Looks like there's more action in the Seahawk bullpen, and Mike Gestickley continues to throw. Strike 2 on Murphy, 1-2. Gestickley continues to throw in the Mammoth bullpen. 1-2 the count on Will Murphy. Patrick Maybach is the new pitcher. Tall, lanky fellow. Was close. 2-2. 6'3" from Saunderstown, Rhode Island. Comes the 2-2. And reaching for this is Murphy, but sending it foul down the right field line. Amherst down by 2 runs. Got one back in the 6th. Harry Roberson puts one out to left field. That straight swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch and catches him way out in front. And a pinch hitter now, Chase Henley. Henley's a first baseman by trade. Capable of putting one out. He's already done it here at Memorial Field already. First pitch on the way is in there. Strike 1 to Chase Henley. Sophomore from Pleasanton, California. Is the 0-1 from Maybach. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Three-one Seahawks, bottom 8. Got a piece of that to stay alive. 1-2. 0-2. Seahawks come into this one 20-4. It's the pitch. That's high and outside. So 1-2 now, with one away. Swing and a miss. So Henley strikes out for the second out of the inning. That will bring up Max Steinhorn as we go back to the top of the order. Just to revisit that schedule. At Hamilton for 3 this weekend. Home against Elms Nichols. At Wesleyan. Home against Wesleyan. At Brandeis. Home against UMass Boston. At Colby. That'll do the season for the Mammoths. So Steinhorn up. 2 outs, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the 8th. So time running short here for the Mammoths. They have to find something against Patrick Maybach. Swing and a miss here, so 1-1. Max fly to right, fly to center, and pop to first. So 0-for-3 on the day. There's a line drive to center field that gets past the shortstop. So Max Steinhorn is on as he singles to center. He's going to bring up Harry Roberson, who homered his last time up. That's a single and grounded out to third. So Harry Roberson looking for a repeat performance, and if that's the case, it would tie the game. Steinhorn at first base. There's 2 outs in the inning. And got him! Picked off! Patrick Maybach picks off Max Steinhorn, leaning back to first base, and he's out! Picked off at first base. That ends the inning. We go to the top of the 9th, 3-1 Seahawks. Top of the 9th coming up, 3-1. Seahawks lead it. Brody Santilli, Hunter Sleeper, and John Militano. Mike Castiglia on the mound for Amherst College. 4.2 innings pitched, 0-1 record this year for Mike Castiglia. Here's a bunt to the pitcher. Almost threw it away. Safe at first base. Mike Castiglia with the errant throw. Chase Henley pulled off the bag.
Now batting number 9, Hunter Sleeper.
Hunter Sleeper is up, so first pitch bunting was Brody Santilli. And made the play was Mike Castiglia, but an errant throw, and that'll be another error on the Mammoths, the 3rd of the day. And allows Santilli to reach. And Hunter Sleeper is up. I wanted to say Will Sleeper, but he plays hockey for Trinity. Hunter Sleeper, the shortstop, with one man on and nobody out, and Mike Castiglia on the mound. 0-2 the count to Hunter Sleeper. Mike Castiglia, senior from Middle Island, New York. Throw over to first, but again, this pulls Henley off the bag. Santilli not moving towards second, did get back in time. 0-2 count on Hunter Sleeper. Another throw over to first base. Sleeper Flight out to right, reached on an error to first base and grounded out too short. Pitch comes home. Sleeper backs out of the way of that one, so that's ball 1, 1-2. Three runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Salve Regina. 1 run, 4 hits, and 3 errors for the Mammoths of Amherst College. 1-2 count coming up. Hunter Sleeper. Runner is going. It's fouled away. Santilli was off to second base, but Sleeper could not make good contact and fouled it off. Fifth pitcher of the day for the Mammoths. George Long started. Andrew Ferrero, David Brinkley, Chris Baldy, and now Mike Castigli. 3 pitches for Salve Regina. Jimmy Fitzgerald started. He's in line for the win. And here's a drive to left field that is foul. Will Ginsberg and Patrick Maybach. We probably will see Maybach out for the bottom of the 9th. If it stays a 3-1 game. Look to close things out. Overcast skies now. Still wind. Pretty benign. Pitch to Sleeper is 1-2. That's up and away. Back to first base. It's thrown into right field, but no advance by the runner. Chase Henley having an adventure down there at first base. So Henley in for Zach Horwitz, who can also pitch, by the way. Runner going. Throw down to second base. Well, nobody was there to take it. Both Harry Robeson and Max Steinhorn were standing 10 feet apart from the bag. 3-2 count now to Sleeper. Almost as if the bag was conceded. 3-2 count to Hunter Sleeper. And looks like he's popped this one up. A chance for Spina to get over. Can't do it. Tailing away in foul territory into the Salve Regina bullpen. Too far for Anthony Spina to go. Count stays at 3-2. We're in the top of the 9th. Nobody out. Man at second is Brody Santilli. Comes 3-2 pitch. Back to second base. This time Max Steinhorn gets over to make the cover. Okay. Big series coming up on the weekend for the boys. They travel to Hamilton for 3. Looking to do further damage in the NESCAC Division West. This one's fouled away. 1-2 against Middlebury, 3-0 against Williams, and to get back into the thick of it, they're 4-2. Wesleyan's 4-1. And how about this? Williams came into Memorial Field last Friday, 4-2, and now they're 4-5. Off-speed pitch, grounded to third. Ellenwood over to first, and there's one out in the inning. That's Santilli. Goes to third base, and that's going to bring up John Militano with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. So Militano, his job as a left-handed batter is to get a ball to the right side maybe, or the left side. Fly ball, anything to get the run in. It's 3-1. Amherst still well within reach. Infield is playing in. First pitch is a strike from Mike Castigli. There's a ground ball. Over Henley's head. And it goes into right field. Oh, my. That's just bad luck. If Henley's playing that straight away, he makes an easy play to first.
Number 14, Dylan Ketch.
So another run comes in. And a big run, too, making it 4-1. And that just bounced right over Chase Henley's head. And Henley's a big guy, and he couldn't reach it. But I think if he plays that straight away off the bag, it makes an easy play. He steps on the bag and probably holds the runner at third anyway. We will never know. So Militano drives one in. Dylan catches up, the left fielder. Grounded out 3 times and struck out. 0 for 4. Max Steinhorn over to Roberson. And the turn to first. Double play. They're out of the inning. Go to the bottom of the 9th. Amherst with 3 runs they need to keep the game going. 4-1 Seahawks. We'll be right back. All right, bottom 9 coming up. It will be Harry Roberson, Yanni Thanopoulos, Anthony Spina. And Patrick Maybach is back out there for another inning of work. Picked off Max Steinhorn at first base to end the inning in the bottom of the 8th. Patrick Maybach, only a freshman. Pitches a ball to Harry Roberson. Roberson home run his last time up. Put one out to left center. Pops this one up. No chance for the first baseman. So 1-1. So a big run in the top of the 9th for Salve Regina to make it 4-1. Roberson sends this one to right field, playable. And there's one away. Zach Smith with the catch. It's going to bring up Yanni Thanopoulos. Walked, popped to second, and struck out. Third pitcher of the day for the Seahawks. Jimmy Fitzgerald in line for the win. Will Ginsberg in relief, and now Patrick Maybach trying to close things out. Swing and fouled back by Yanni Thanopoulos. It's the pitch, the 0-1 to Yanni Thanopoulos. That's in there, strike 2. Oh, and 2. And this one's gone to left. It's in there for a single for Yanni Thanopoulos. Over the third baseman's head, so a good single there by Thanopoulos. It's going to bring up Anthony Spina. Tough day. Grounded out to third and struck out twice swinging. So Amherst with a man on with one out. Sam Ellenwood would follow in place of Nick Nardone. One out, one on. Bottom of the ninth. Strike called. Seahawks up 4-2-1. Throw to first. Back in time is Thanopoulos. All three pitchers for the Seahawks have been southpaws. All left-handers. As the 0-1 comes home with it. Outside, ball one. Comes the 1-1 from Patrick Maybach. Looks over at first base. Now comes home with it. Strike two. 1-2. Not a big lead by Thanopoulos. Maybach gives him a look. Comes home now. And close pitch, called a ball right across the knees. 2-2. Time is called, and Thanopoulos returns to the bag. Now takes his lead. And Maybach comes home. There's a ground ball to the shortstop, over to second. Turn to first is not in time. It bounces in there. So Thanopoulos is erased at second base. Hunter Sleeper with a nice turn to John Militano.
Now batting number 8,
Sam Ellenwood comes up with a man on and 2 outs. Anthony Spina at first base, and Ellenwood takes a strike. 0-1. Seahawks up 4-1. Amherst with a man on. Bottom 9. Ellenwood at the plate, but there are 2 outs. Patrick Maybach needs one more out. That's a ball. And that is, of course, before Amherst can get 3 runs. Mario Kenny is the next schedule man up. It could be Ryan Harden. Strike in there for 1-2 now. On Sam Ellenwood, pinch hitting third baseman. Batting 172 on the year. 1-2 pitch coming. And grounded to first, and that'll do it. Steps on the bag. Alex Perry. And the game is over. The Seahawks